A7K world, team, community, family. That's what we are. 8.5 plus years. And we're about to embark on one of the largest expansions in this company's history, everyone. And I want all of you to be able to take advantage of that. Uh, I mean, look, I went over with a group of people this past week, a new team that I have right here in Baton Rouge, just starting. And I kind of went through 8.5 years of history. I'm gonna kind of do it with you, okay? And if you're willing to do the things it takes, you can succeed bigger than me. And I literally mean that. So let me just go right to sharing the screen a little bit and let me do with you. No, I can't do that. I can't do this in a recorded thing I'm going to put in public. Okay. Uh, I'll walk you through it. Okay. Uh, 2017, that's when we really started doing business. Okay. 2017, you, I, everybody that was members of 7K, we could only make $1,000 a week. Five on left, five on right, join 7K, kind of like the Costco of gold and silver, learn about gold and silver, accumulate wealth while you're getting 1099 tax benefits and uh, develop a side gig, a side income to help secure your future, help make things more pleasant. So you can make up to $500 a week, and you could do that twice, two cycles in a week. And the company was an idea, had an office space, couple of rented offices in a building. Uh, they they had employees, so the owners put the money up to start the company. They have to put quite a bit up to be a gold and silver company, and then have employees, and they don't have any members. So they're definitely starting out in the red. Okay. Just like you and I, we start a business, we put up a whole bunch of money, we're going to start in the red. Okay. It takes normally on average an entrepreneur or business to start, takes them 7 years minimum before they start turning a profit. Typically. Okay. I'm using uh, uh, known statistics of people starting businesses. Okay. Not a network marketing business, just traditional side lawn service business, auto detailing, their own little shop to repair things, fix things, whatever. Uh, on and on and on. And how that initial investment uh, can can be quite daunting. Even a lawn service business. I mean, you're not going to start a lawn service business for less than about somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000. Uh, you got to have a very good lawnmower. You got to have a weed eater. You got to have a blower. You got to have a trailer, or you're going to throw it all in the back of a pickup truck. Okay, and you're not going to have a big enough volume. But I mean, just kind of think about that, starting your own business. So networking is one of the most entrepreneurial best things for people to start on the side and get 1099 tax benefits, meaning they have a choice. Let their taxes go to the government waste, or they turn their personal expenses into business expenses, which gives them a write-off against their job income, which means that they can get back, anywhere between $1,200 and $8,000 a year in taxes. And that kind of depends on the individual and what they're doing and what they can write off and what they can't. But what the CPAs and people that look at us, we have to have a phone, we have to have internet, we have to have a laptop or some kind of screen. We have to have devices because we're an e-commerce home-based business in gold and silver. And so all these things that you can't write off from your job, you get to write off here. You get to write off your monthly expenses, your internet expenses. You get to write off meals, a lot of meals. You get to write off a lot of mileage. Mileage is very important, very big part of this. So typically, I'm going to just go and do this. Typically, a person can write off anywhere between 6,000, well, really 8,000, to about $20,000 in personal expenses that they're already doing. Because, see, you don't go on vacations anymore. I hope you don't. I hope you go on business trip to expand your business. Okay, you don't visit the relatives anymore. You're going to visit your potential business partners and your family to become part of your business. Okay, so if you do it the right way, you get to write off a lot. So let's just take $8,000. Okay. Now you're going to need to consult your CPA, but we've got a lot of CPA validation material for you to listen to and understand. And if you don't understand, ask. Okay. So we kind of got to go into your personal. See, I tell people I personally sponsor. I say, let's look at your last that they got in. Let's look at your last year's income tax return. What was your taxable income? Okay. Now, you didn't write off all these things last year. No. Okay. Well, let's redo our last year's income tax return. Let's go ahead. What do you pay for a month? What do you pay for the phone? What you pay for your iPad? What you pay for your laptop? What do you pay for your internet service at home? How many, let's just do some estimating of meals that you have with individuals. Now those are going to become prospects or people in your business. So you're having a business meeting. Okay. And so let's talk about making going somewhere that you want to go and you'd love to have a business partner in that particular place so you can visit it more. Anyway, so let's just come up with $8,000 worth of deductions you didn't deduct last year. Okay, then let's look at your income tax. What did you pay in tax? What was your percentage? So that's Social Security, Medicare, and yeah. See, you paid extra taxes on if your income is reduced, then they took out way too much money for that. So there's 15.2% right there. Then income taxes. So if you're in the lowest income tax bracket, so basically we're talking about 30%. Let's just use conservative, 30%. Okay. So then that means your total tax bill was 30% of what your taxable income is. Okay. That's all that means. Make it simple. Then let's say now we get to deduct 8,000. Let's use the conservative side. Let's use the bottom side, $8,000. Now we get to deduct $8,000 from that W-2 taxable income that after you took your standard deduction, you still take standard deduction. You just fill out one more piece of paper called a Schedule C. Okay. That's it. That's all you do. And you list all these things. And yeah, you have a business loss, but that's understandable. Now, if you earn some commissions, you're going to have a little extra income reported there, but it gets offset by your expenses. So $8,000 less. So they took out 30% more taxes than they should. You're going to get it back. 30% of $8,000 is $2,400. That's enough to pay for your $5.99 membership. $600 from that is $1,800. That's enough to, well, if you do the $59.95 per month, 7K Pro, well, man, you making money by being in this business. But if you do the 115 coin, you build in wealth, your taxes are paying for it instead of you giving them to there. So 115, basically it'd cost you about $130. Okay. So times 12 months, that'd be about $1,560, somewhere around there. I don't know. Didn't calculate it too quick in my head. Maybe it is. But 600 and 1,520. Hey, that's less than the $2,400. So you're building wealth. So it doesn't matter how much. It doesn't matter if you can get that MS-70 somewhere else at a lower cost. Well, you can't get ours anywhere else anymore because they're sets. They're a little different than the generic MS-70 Silver Eagle, let's say. That'd be the only one you can compare. You can't compare any of our other products. Now, believe me, I had this same comparison, this same discussion 8.5 years ago with people when we didn't even have a 7K logo go up there. We were buying generic MS-70s, but we showed people where they were selling them for more than we were selling them for on TV. And we could just, tune in, show people, yep, they're selling them for more. Oh, yeah, you can get them at that place, but are you sure you're getting a real one inside that plastic? Is it really certified? Are you getting it from a qualified supplier? Well, hey, we were new in the business, so they said the same thing to us. How we know we're not getting a real one from you? Okay, so I'm just going to give you a little history, okay, and why you have what you have in your hands is so much greater opportunity than those of us that pioneered this business in the United States until they first opened up during COVID, of course, in Singapore. So we, in the UK, we didn't really have an international business going because it was COVID. Everything was shut down. Couldn't do business in these foreign countries. We had a few visionaries that joined us in those countries. Okay. But so I started with a business family pack, as everyone knows. And since we could only make 1,000, of course, I was working the other centers too. Okay. Because in my center, the first year, I made a little more than $12,000. The first year, 2017. Of course, I made money in Pamela's business and Pamela's center too. Okay. But that helped. But I was just doing it part-time. I mean, this was just kind of fun. Have fun. Teach people. Get paid for what I was doing for free anyway. Just having fun. I wasn't even doing my job description. Okay. And then we helped the company. We saw the company growing. We saw the company adding. We saw the company growing. And then we helped to change the comp plan. And so when we could make 7,000 a week, now see, today, we make up to 12,500 a week, but we can make up to 7,000 a week. And this became a little bit more serious. And then we started getting our own collection set. our own private collections. That's a little there. Well, you know, that 2018, just in my center, okay, made about $18,000 a year. Oh, hey, look, first year an extra $1,000 a month just with me. That was great. While I'm accumulating wealth, getting more gold and silver, getting collectibles. I believed in collectibles. I had them before 7K had them. Okay. And numismatic coins. It was a way to diversify my precious metals holdings. Is just that you don't have, you know, a large percentage because bullion is your financial insurance. But collectibles are the things that can gain value with time, not when you sell it a year or 2 or 3 years later after you bought it. That's wrong view with collectibles. And so now I'm making, an extra 1,500 a month, just in mine. And then we can make 7,000 a week, and it's serious, it's real. The company's really growing, and adding staff, and they're about ready to really make that next leap, and making associations. And in the third year, really should be looking at my numbers, so I at least I'm telling the right numbers. Okay, let me do that. Let me do that real quick, okay? Because I want to do the same thing I did with my group, and because I wanted to impress upon them, this is no get rich quick scheme. I've only had a few people, and I'll go over that too, okay, who have made money extremely fast, but they already had skills, attitudes, and techniques that were relevant to what we were doing. Okay. And that's why I say it takes 2 years to learn your skills, attitudes, and techniques to build a business, and then 3 to 5 years to build a big income, because that's where you exponentiate then. You got to lay the foundation in your business, just like 7K laid its foundation in its business. Just like any business has to lay that foundation in their business. So, yeah, the 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 second year, I just want to make sure in 2018. Yeah, we're making that 1,500 a month now. 2019. Now I'm building an organization. It's got a couple of partners that really want to make some money on my left team and my right team with me. They're sticking with me. Okay. Uh, I'm what you call a silver, so I got to have 5 on the left and 5 on the right, active. Now, did I have more than that? Yeah, of course. But they weren't active. They weren't buying their coin every month. Okay. So then I became a silver 2019. Silver, you can make up to 3,500 a week. That was the same in our 7,000 comp plan. And so, man, I'm just in my center, my top one, third year, 3 years in, I made $55,500 in commission. Well, that's not bad. Hmm. That's an extra 4,500 a month while I'm retired. Social Security, I don't have a job. Doing it in my retirement. That's pretty cool. So went from bronze to silver, and then that's 2019. Then here's 2020. So all of you that have been in for a while, Okay, 2020, I started November 16 on my birthday, enrolled my first people. No, I enrolled my business family pack, but my first partners on left, partners on right to do the business with me. So so don't gauge your success by what you're not making because you hear few people here that join and just jackrabbit. Well, top earner in this company didn't jackrabbit. You're looking at it. Okay. Now, I admit I could have, but I wasn't willing to do the work back then. Then, yep, 2020, I started bogging down. I knew this company's growing, its infrastructure is going, it's it's getting a headquarters, it's getting it's moving out of these offices into its own headquarters, its own land, its own building, it, training up more and more staff to support the company, making more and more agreements with with brokers, dealers, mints. Okay, and so I become a goal. Okay. Goal, you can make up to that $7,000 commission check. Okay. And yeah, I made 100 on my center, I made $145,500. Well, that's a 3 full years before I got to a 6 figure income on the side, part time. Now I'm putting a lot more time into it now because I'm working hard with my partners to help build their business. Okay. So here comes 2021. Now the company's expanding. They're getting into stack and sell. We're we're talking about having a vault and sound money. We're talking about these things. They're not real yet. They're coming. Okay. Uh, and I'm a full out goal that year. We are exponentiating. We are building big time. And so I doubled my income that year. On that top center, $306,500 a year. That's how you build your business. Remember, 2 years to learn, 3 to 5 years to build a big business. You got to build a foundation from which you can exponentiate. And all this time, you're going to be on somebody's left or right. You're going to be teaming up with somebody. I've got a lot of people who have millions of dollars in their bank account on one side. So if they ever find one person this year, next year, year after next, on that opposite side that just wants to make a $500 check every week, that means they have one on their left and one on their right. If they're making a $500 check every week, you will have enough if you got bank to make $1,000 check because they got to have 500 left, 500 right to make a $500 check. You'll have enough to make a $1,000 check residual. Now, you've got to have more than one on your left and one on, no, you just need one on your left, one on your right to make a $500 check. You got to have two on your left and two on your right. So you will then have motivation to get you another. And if you're doing and learning the skills, attitudes, and techniques, believe me, you won't have a trouble getting that one extra person on your left and one extra person on your right. So let's see, once you exponentiate, let's see what happens. Now, you notice COVID is here too, and we're opening up Singapore, UK, Canada, you know, okay. But we're doing COVID, and I have one of the largest growing businesses in COVID, during COVID, because we did business during COVID, okay. I'm I'm just a goal the whole time, okay, and you can just calculate it out. Yep. I maxed it out. I made 360,000. Okay, that year. So you can just multiply 7,000 times 52. Okay. Yeah. So when you see the income disclosure, that person that made 360,000, that was me. Okay. And so everybody's kind of seen what's happened, how many $12,500 checks I make in a week now. Now, we moved from 7,000 to 12,500, and the company's now, where is the company today? The company has its headquarters on Yellowstone in Idaho Falls, that big, all that land, all that big building and its expansions, where all the support people, marketing people, administrative, financial employees, and the 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 admin running the business of 7K, all that office, all that first private vault built in the middle of that building with those 4-foot reinforced concrete walls all around it, all fully paid for. Stack and sell, MAXVault in Rigby, Idaho, not in the same town, in a different town in Idaho. All that land, all that building, all those MAXVaults, all that stack and sell, all the robotics, all self-developed technology, all paid for. So 7K in 8.5 years has an infrastructure that's paid for, has a basic plan. We want to put gold and silver into everybody's hand around the world, to the average guy and gal. And simultaneously, for those who want to earn an income, want to give you a chance to tell your friends, relatives, and neighbors about something great that you're doing, that you're participating, that you're gaining wealth, and they can too, that they need to learn about gold and silver. And this company's membership included in it is where you get to learn about gold and silver in a manner that you can understand. It's not all these highfalutin big words. We just teach the basics. And then now with sound money, and I'm really kind of getting to the crescendo of what I want to talk about here with you, and the message that I want to have with you. We're getting to the crescendo that it doesn't matter where you're at in life. If you're just getting out and starting your first job, you didn't even go to college. You're just working. Let's say you even just working at McDonald's, or you're a helper with, and you're learning a craft, working with other people that have years of experience in it. Let's say somewhere in the construction industry or in the machining industry, where you're machining products or things. Many types of journeymen, okay, or women today. Mechanic, automobile mechanics, another type craft that I'm talking about. You have to go through a journeyman process. You don't just become a certified automobile mechanic or diesel mechanic, okay? And so everything you got to do in life, you got to learn, okay? But here, you can own gold and silver, something that won't go bankrupt on you, something you're in total control of through a private vault, through sound money with 7K. The first company that lets you add and buy fractional gold and silver. Now, what I mean by fractional gold and silver, now you can Google fractional gold and silver. You're going to find hundreds of companies. Oh, yeah, they sell a half gram of gold or a hundredth of an ounce gram of a hundredth of an ounce gold bar or They don't have a coin that small, but that's fractional. But you buy the product at an expensive dollars per ounce. Well, fractional with 7K metals means that you can buy whatever you can afford, and it's stored for you and fully insured in a private vault, and you get to access it like a bank account. You get to see your precious metal accumulate. You get to see what their current value is. If you won't, now here's the other thing, you can instantly liquidate it. Well, see, when you're buying fractional the old way, the traditional way, you're buying, let's say, a hundredth of an ounce bar of gold. Well, you're going to pay about $6,000 to $7,000 an ounce for that hundredth of an ounce. Why would you want to do that when you can get it with 7K and you can pay that same thing, that $55? You can buy it and you get of a 1 ounce bar that's sitting in that vault, one piece of that is yours. One piece of it is Bob's. One piece of it's Pamela's. One piece of it's there. But that bar has to be in that vault. So that's what fractional with sound money means, that you and thousands of people can buy gold and silver at the low price, at a price that if they were buying, a full ounce or two. Oh, now I hope the light turns on. And you own it. It's just not sitting in your hands. But that is a great benefit, not a disadvantage. Oh, I know you want to have it in your hands. No. Because see, if you buy that 100th ounce bar from somebody else, many people sell them, and you definitely want to buy it, if you've learned, you want to buy it from a reputable supplier. You don't want to go down the street unless you know how to certify real gold and silver, and you don't get fakes that you're buying. Okay. So you need to have a reputable supplier. And so now, if you have it in your hot little hands and your engine blows or your transmission blows, you got a major emergency, and now you got to deal with that. Okay. What are you going to do? Okay. You take it to the pawn shop. You take it, or you contact one of these major reputable dealers that's been in business for 20, 30 years, the ones that we all know about. Or if you're in 7K, you're in my business, you know about them because I've introduced you to them. Okay. Well, then you got to package it up. You got to contact them. You got to send it to them. They're not going to tell you what they're going to pay you for it till they get it, and they certify it's real gold and silver. Then they're going to tell you what they're going to buy it from you, and you already paid tax and shipping to send it to them. Plus, if you're sending them a lot, you're going to pay a percentage. You're going to pay a fee to them for them to hold, and you're going to sign a statement that says if you change your mind once they give you a price, they get to keep that. Yeah, I know you're sending them gold and silver, but yeah, you got to send them like a guaranteed deposit on selling them. This is just the way it's been for years and years. With 7K Sound Money, changed that system. Now, you don't have to send that. It's sitting there in that vault. It's in your Sound Money wallet. It's there. You know how much you got. Well, if you need to liquidate some of it, even fractionally, they have the best buyback price, if not the highest buyback price in the industry. Most of these other people are going to pay you at best spot, at best. Typically, it's 85% a spot. That pawn shop is going to start way down below and going to figure you need money, so you better be a good negotiator, and you better have learned about your buyer's certification. Okay, that's where it comes in handy. So they have instant liquidation, meaning they convert it to cash. They now have the gold back again in their side of the vault. So all of us that have fractional pieces of gold, let's just say, it's all sitting in one part of that vault that has multiple owners of that 1 ounce bar. Now, when your ounces go up and you get to a full ounce, when that's where, if you want it in your hot little hands, well, you just click on it, you pay the shipping and insurance, and you can have that 1 ounce bar shipped to you. Now, if you want to sell it back to them, you're going to have to do the old standard process. Oh yeah, you're gonna have to call them up, tell them what it is, take pictures of it. That's a 3 to 5 week process until you finally get the money in your hand when you're selling gold or silver back to a reputable supplier that will buy it back from you. Well, boom, instant cash, ACH to my bank account. Get me a new transmission. Now, you see what I'm talking about? So you have got to be able to understand the value of sound money. Because why? Why am I talking about sound money? Why am I talking about that ball? Because that's fractional. This is where everyone around the world, doesn't matter if they're in Bangkok, Thailand, when we open in Thailand, or if they're in Singapore, or if they're in Malaysia, or if they're in France, or if they're in Belgium, or Slovakia, or New Zealand, or whatever country we're opening in the future, everybody can own gold and silver, and it's stored right there in that tax-free environment of Idaho in the MAXVault. And everybody can liquidate it, and they can convert it to their currency when we're opening those countries. They can then transfer it to their bank when those things are set up. So what I wanted to do is make you understand that sound money in the vault and your ability to communicate that and teach it and actually participate in it yourself is going to be very important to your success in the future of 7K. I know they took bullion out of the marketplace right now, out of your 7K metals. And I know a lot of people have voiced their complaints to me about that. And I've tried to explain this scenario to them, that you got to think big and you got to think long term. And then I in this explanation, I've had a lot of people say, I don't know anybody outside of my city here, in my state. I said, but that's not the point. You know someone who knows someone who knows someone who knows someone. You're only 5 people removed from anyone in 85 different countries of the globe out of the 170. And believe me, they're going to be opening in those first 85 countries first. Those are more the, first world type countries. Okay. There's a lot of second world, third world people in these countries that I'm talking about, but they're the leading economic countries where there's opportunity there and where business has already been conducted by other network marketing companies in the past. Okay. So it's that governments are accustomed to direct selling and the type of opportunity. And we're member direct marketing. We're a variant of the old type of multi-level marketing, network marketing. We're a variant. We're a member direct marketing company that offers products of wealth, not consumption products, not products they're going to end up with that have no value after they buy them. They either use them or they expire or they throw them away. How many people are going to be throwing away gold and silver? None. How many people are going to be throwing away what they're building up wealth in that vault? Secured, insured. So learning about your vault, setting up your vault, getting your account set up, and being able to, when you get a new member, get their account set up properly is very important. That brings me to the point of what I wanted to train on today. Get into your account and let me just kind of go through it real quick. When you log into a person's back office and you want to get this done with them as soon as possible, I like to, what I've been doing is getting their Sound Money wallet set up real quick. So when we log in to your account, one of the first places I take them, I show them the wealth, I show them the things here real quick, but I will be doing another update and walkthrough as soon as we get some more little quick, little nuances, additions to our website. Once they're in here, I'll do another whole walkthrough for everyone so it's there so we can leverage off that. But you'll go to what is called your benefits. You'll want to show them that page. That's what I show everybody. And I say, this is how, there's a little tutorial. This is a simple thing. I want you on your own to set up your 7K Advantage. Now, you will not log in. You will set up a new account and you will need this number. So you have to copy and paste. Now, that number is not disclosed. You have to click on it and then it discloses it. Okay? Now, I'll tell them the same thing. I want them to set up their stack and sell and watch the tutorial, and then they get their code to set up stack and sell. They click on this. I don't want to click on it right now. You click on it, it's going to have a code. I've already got my stack and sell set up. You can trust that. Okay. Then this is their link. This is their link because they'll have their username. Get them to put that in their phone so they can copy and paste that and they can have that in their phone for their own contact information, and then put it down in other, and they can have that so they can copy and paste and send it to people if they need to. Okay. Then what I want to do is we go down to Sound Money. Now, we used to have a link that we could open up, but it takes you to a different spot. I'm going to show you. I like just to go to sound.money. Okay. Sound.money. There is no .com, no .net, no .business. No, it's sound.money. That's all you need to put in your address bar. Okay. But they need to watch this tutorial. Okay. Because once they get there, they log into their Sound. When they get a 7K account, they automatically have a Sound Money account. And so when they watch this tutorial, if they click on open, that's why I don't like them do this. It's going to take them, explain what it is. You have to go all the way down to the bottom and then click on, see, sound.money. Well, there is the link. And that's what I tell them. Or I just tell them, open up another browser, type in sound.money, go, and it takes them to the website. Then they sign in. Now, when they sign in, they use their same username and same password for their 7K Metals account. It's already set up. They just need to log in. When they log in, they will have to choose either an authenticator, generated number, or an SMS. I tell people in the beginning, you can change this later, but use the SMS because it'll send a code to their phone and then they can log into their account. So I don't have the SMS, okay? I have the Google Authenticator on mine. And so I'm going to just log into mine. I don't use mine. Y'all know that anymore. We buy everything in Pamela's account now. She likes that because I get a 1% bonus. Okay. So, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and log in. See, I put in the code. It logs me in. So once you get them in, what you want to do is take them straight to settings. You want them to, I tell people, go ahead and upload a picture of you. And some of them didn't have pictures of them. I took a pic with their phone of them that was in their phone. Now they can upload. Why do you want to do this? Well, if for some reason you lose your credentials, something happens, you need to get into this account. Hey, believe me, they aren't going to just take your phone call and believe that you are Bob Reid to give you credentials to get in here. Oh, no, you're going to have to go through a proving process of who you are with a lot of details. But the best way is to put your picture into your file because you'll have your driver's license or other picture forms of ID that you can, take a picture and text to them when you're validating you or you. So I tell people, put your picture in right away. Okay. Then I want to make sure that you put in your details, your phone number, that you get it verified, your email, you get it verified. Put in your address. Okay. So if you have things sent to you, it's already there. Then one of the other things you're going to go to is referrals. Very important. So you got to activate this. It doesn't come automatic. And we have people that are losing their referrals because they didn't activate this and they didn't put in their Social Security number. Okay. So it's very important to get this set up. And if you haven't got it set up on your account, get it done now, today. Okay. And then go and hook up a credit card or two. Notice I've got a couple in mine. Go put a couple of credit cards in your account that validate your account. Doesn't mean you're going to use it, but you got it as part of your identification process too. And it's there if you need it, and you don't have to go through the entering process if you need to do things quickly. Then, of course, look at me. I've got several bank accounts linked to mine. I encourage you to definitely get your bank accounts linked to your Sound Money ahead of time. Don't wait until you're ready to make a purchase. If you're going to have some difficulties between them, if you start having difficulty or your clients start having difficulties and it won't link up their bank, and you try over and over and over a few times, immediately send an email to support@sound.money. Also, copy somebody in your upline. Copy support@7K Metals. This is something that has to happen smoothly, and they've got to know if there's problems, and they won't know if there's problems unless somebody tells them, and you need to tell them, the person that's trying to set up the link, which bank they're trying to do, what is going on, and you have to log in to interface the bank and the Plaid technology. They will have to log in into their bank account. They'll have to agree. So that's very important to get this done ASAP. I say do it right along with the membership. I know they don't know anything about any of this stuff, But this is a very critical, most important point to get done with your member and to get their account established and working smoothly. Then they can use it whenever they want and it's set up. And they have to verify themselves because notice when they sign in, one of the first things, well, mine doesn't say it anymore, but it will say, your account needs to be verified, and they'll have to do that with the phone. You can start it on the computer, but it eventually go to the phone because they'll need to take pictures of their driver's license, front and back, and then they will need to take a rotating picture in that little oval. So they're compared against arms dealer list, terrorist list, sex traffickers list, uh, uh, drug dealers list. They can't be on any of those lists and have an account with Sound Money. Okay. And so, okay. I know that was a little detailed in what we're doing. Uh, and and then what's really neat is you'll get to see you're earning all these little bonuses if you're doing. I mean, look at all the extra bonuses I've been getting. Uh, and that's not all of them. I've got, look at that big one. There was a big $400 one there. I like that. I guess somebody, like, we bought some gold and silver. Anyway, uh, uh, needed to tell you about that. And that's why I wanted to spend a little time on Sound Money. But I remember I brought it up to speed. Now, I'm going to go back to the fact that, we've got bullion, but our bullion is specialty products bullion, like the Pope coin that just went up. Look how fast and quick that coin went up. Pope dies, we got a coin available for sale. Y'all realize that? Now, there's a little, don't click everything in inventory, because if you do, Pope coins are available for sale. They still have some left. Okay. So you can still get those Pope coins. Okay. If that's part of what you want in your collection. Okay. So, I'm not saying we're going to get bullion back in our product select, but we probably will. Okay. It's just something that's neat there. But if you need to have silver bullion in your hands, don't worry about it. There's ways we can get it. There's ways you can get silver eagles and silver maple leafs or bullion in your hand. And my whole objective is for you to have enough cash flow to run your business using your 1099 tax benefits and all the 7K Advantage benefits and all the other benefits we have, so you can accumulate wealth and build a big business as this company is expanding, not only border to border, ocean to ocean, coast to coast in the U.S., but also globally. And yes, every one of you can have a global business. Now, let's just do this one more time. Let's go to that one more time. Get to our share plan. And I've done some of this in recent trainings. That's why in any networking company, you do two things to make money. You bring new members to your team. So you add people that become members of your team, and they buy something every month. Every company, if you're not buying something every month, you're not going to make a check. Okay. Now, theirs is lotions, potions, pills, patches, you name it. I don't care what it is, but they're buying an expense item that's not accumulating wealth for them. And ours, we only have 2 memberships. So we have 3 things that generate points. And these are the recurring points, come from one of 5 subscriptions, starting at $59.95 with the 7K Pro. You get no product, you get loyalty points where you can earn product, and you get commission points where you can earn commission checks. and you get the 7K advantage where you can save money if you learn how to use it and use it aggressively like I do. Okay. And so you generate points here, and by the $5.99 membership, here is the membership value. In the $5.99, you're going to get $40 of gold deposited into your Sound Money wallet. You're going to already get gold. They're going to teach or get you to understand you need to open up your Sound Money wallet. You're going to be able to build up fractionally, purchasing fractionally on your budget over time, $50,000 worth of precious metals in your Sound Money. No storage fees, no insurance costs, and available to you upon instant liquidity by the bank. So if you would do this in other places, or if you only have the basic at $1,000 that you can put there, then you're going to pay storage fees. Then you're going to pay insurance fees. Then you're going to get more than $1,000 in there. That's the difference between the basic and the legacy. But the storage fees and insurance costs for that extra $49,000 pays for your $5.99 legacy benefit membership. So just get it. That's your 1099 tax benefit. Learn how to get the 1099 tax benefit and help you pay for your $5.99. That is the value of the $5.99 legacy membership right there. It's in the Sound Money wallet to be able to purchase. And again, and does everybody need that? Yeah. Just think if they would have had $50,000 worth of gold 10 years ago in their account, what would it be worth today? And we can show people that. If you don't start now, you'll never start, and this is a way to start it. So everybody can own gold and silver affordable. Now, silver in the Sound Money wallet is higher because, hey, it's bulkier. It takes up more space. It has higher storage fees. And the value, the insurance value, you got so much space in that vault, and silver more of a cost than a benefit. So that's why your silver prices are higher in that vault than what you look at if you're buying and having shipped to you. Okay? That's really the reason for that. Okay. Now, that's why if everybody looks at the training that I gave on your wealth builder, and everyone needs to look at that training that I gave. And if you need to review it, if you haven't seen it, that's an absolute mandatory. And that's something you want to share with every one of your new members. And you want to make sure they watch it, even if you're watching it with them. Okay? That's critical. Okay? And what am I talking about? I'm talking about Let's Talk Wealth Building with Sound Money. Training I did on 3/22/2025. Let's Talk Wealth Building with Sound Money. There I take you to different companies. I show you about buying fractional from other companies and how much money you're saving by buying fractionally through the Sound Money process, which we're the only ones to bring that to the table years ago. First ones to bring it to the market. Now, other big marketers, huge marketers, are trying to copy our technology and incorporate it in what they do too. But they don't have the membership where you get $50,000 free. They start charging you immediately when you start, if you do gold and silver in those companies. And they're not a private vault. That's another problem. Okay. So I wanted to get with this. I'm gonna jump back now, comparing us to any other network marketing company or referral marketing company. And while many people in the future of those companies are going to be coming here as we globalize this business, as we nationalize and globalize this business simultaneously, you take our comp plan, our left, right points, you put 5 people in any business and put them left and right or whatever their methodology levels or whatever. And you aren't going to make the commissions you get by building membership that you with here. Then you add their product and you have those same 5, 10, 15, 20 people left, 20 people right. See, you have to strategically place on different teams, different, right, and you'll have to match their volumes. Their plans are very difficult. But if they've got a binary plan, a left and right plan, ours pays more. So you take those same people and they buy a product of wealth every month instead of lotion, potions, pills, or whatever. You're going to make more money here. So why not do a wealth building program than an expense item program? Make money, build wealth, buy your needed products yourself out of your new expanded budget. That's going to be the mantra, okay? And now with this 14-day Power 4 doubling points, we should be exploding right now. This is what everybody should be concentrating on. Getting new perks, working their first 14, getting them 2 on the left, 2 on the right immediately with the value concept of the $5.99, just as I just provided here today. Now, I know I've kind of went over my limit of what I wanted to do today, but I have to show the income disclosure statement, and I have to talk about it because, you know, people are making these kind of incomes. The other thing that I want to share with before I started making those $12,500 checks in a week, I had 3 people making those $12,500 checks before I did. Yeah, in 2022. And so, you know, 2023, 2020, into 20, somewhere around in there, 2022 is when they did. 3 of them, 3 presidential goals in my group on my left team. Y'all know on my power side, my bank side. And I still want them to continue to grow and build and exponentiate their business. I want you that may be joining 2-3 years from now to watching this video. I want you to succeed faster and better than I did. And you have that chance. You if you're in a foreign country, you're going to pioneer it just like I did. You're going to pioneer that country, but it's worth it. It's worth it. And then the people you have on your left and right to help you, it's worth it to them. It's worth it to you here in the US because, see, through all of our hooks, crooks, growing pains, and things like this, to get to where we're at today, now many people have turned off, got away, did it. They didn't succeed because they quit, because they didn't hang around the flagpole, because they couldn't go through required change, necessary change. Some change, admittedly unnecessary, but companies make mistakes. But they learn from mistakes. And here we are at the prefaces of major global momentum over the next 5, 10 years. Momentum that's never been seen in this industry before, because we all agree that the timing is right. Gold and silver. There's not a country in this world that's not floating need that over their heads in debt. We all know the banking situation. We all know that currency resets will happen. Those with gold will rule. Those without gold will suffer the greatest consequences. Now, that's just my view. But a whole lot of global economists and financial people agree with me, with my view. I'm not a financial advisor, but I am sharing my view. What you do, you have to consult, find, make your own decisions. But please read the financial disclosure. It's worth reading. It's worth comparing. If you're going to do something, do it with 7K and find you a partner on your left and a partner on your right. I hope you see what I see. I hope you become part of our team. And I hope you succeed even more than my wife and my team have. I hope the new people in this team do it faster and more rapidly. But please understand, 2 years to learn. You get to earn while you learn. You get to build and accumulate wealth. And in 3 to 5 years to exponentiate and grow. Because you'll know who your leaders are then. You'll know where they are at your left and who you're right, and who to concentrate and work with and help the most. Thank you.